am live and I am horizontal. Wow, good. I figured that out. Okay, Southmont Borough Council meeting. Well, happening in about 11 minutes. So we're going to go in, have a good time. Glad to see everybody's joined me. How you doing today? Finally, after all these years, they put these up. When is she in? How you doing? Thank you. How you doing, Sherry? Come all right. It's a nice day. What's up, Chief? Oh, I've been. Finally, glad summer's here finally. Well, gonna be.
Well, hopefully this would be nice for the Jubilee this week. It'll turn and rain. So that forecast is another way.
I can probably put this. No. I'll just sit with it. Is Amanda in her office? Question for you. When could I find Miss Joan in her office? I need to pay the taxes.
On Wednesdays from 9 to 11.
When is that the only time she's here? What do I need to do if I need to pay? If I want to pay them, can I pay them here, or do I have to go see her?
No, it has to be.
Wednesday from 9 to 11.
Yeah, they changed it in the county. And
Oh yeah, no problem. I don't mind. I just
We'll have a talk about that.
okay. How can I get a hold of her?
You dial this number and then you dial the digit 3.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait, you're 3, right, Sam?
You're 3. What's Joan for?
When you call this number, she's
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Debbie. Excuse me.
What projects are we working with? Good. Yes.
signature.
I was looking for Charles. I understand. Oh, there you are.
Special service police. Borough. What is it? 14? 220.
This is Bill.
meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, and if you could please remember to mute your devices.
Anthony Piper,
Here.
John Barry,
Present.
Richard Berger, Bert Ewald, Eugene Capella,
Here.
Matthew Baker,
Here.
Bob Morgan, not here, Sherry Spicer. Yeah.
Public comment, 5-minute time limit. Please clearly state your name and where you reside.
Larry Cobalt, 336 Orchard Street. I was here last month, interested in sewage flow rates. There's no report. Hopefully this month we hear something.
Thank you. Anybody else? Bids, we need to approve opening the 2024 paving bids.
Make that motion.
A motion to have second. Moved and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, so we had 3 companies pick up the bids, 2 have responded. The first we have is HRI. Their bid came in at $97,614.41.
What was that again?
$97,614.41. The next is Quaker Sales. Their bid came in at $106,725.50.
I mean, can you refresh my memory on how much we have for this bid?
We have approximately 106 set aside.
I know we're obligated to go with the lowest bid, on that's not always the best route to take. Is there other options for that? Because we've gotten so much work done by Quaker Sales, there's never been a flaw. I don't know about HRI.
Well, the obligation of those responsible for that business and the lowest price, which is, it has to be justification why you choose one.
Has HRI anywhere paid before?
Yeah, we've never had an issue with
Matter
that.
of fact,
Right, apples to apples, Amanda. I would say, so. I mean, they both have the same.
There's no change in the work scope of work.
No, the same scope of work, everything.
I would make a motion that we accept the lowest bid, after the solicitor reviews the contract.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I don't see anything listed for correspondence. We need a motion to approve the April 15th, 2024 meeting minutes.
I make the motion.
It's been moved, do I have a second? You'll second it?
I'll second it.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion on minutes? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. West Hills Regional Police Report.
West Hills Police handled 425 calls for service for the month of April. 87 of those were in West or Southmont Borough. A total of 1,693 years so far. 312 of those were in Southmont. 25 traffic citations were issued in Southmont, along with 20 traffic warnings. And also just to note, we participated in National Drug Take Back Day, where people could bring in unused marijuana medication, and 58.5 pounds of medication was collected and destroyed with a incinerator truck from the National Guard. And just so people know that that drop-off box is always in our vestibule of our office. That drug take back day could be any time. And it's a lock box, looks like a post office box pretty much. That's all. That's it.
Anybody have any questions? All right, so we have the special meeting minutes that are on the agenda.
Yeah, I'll add those to the next agenda. Miss those.
I have one question on that. Is the speed trailer available?
Yes.
And, what would we have to do to request that?
Just let me know. Have it set up.
Because there's people who go down a boulevard, I mean, you think it was Indianapolis, I mean, they fly. And it's not a good situation, because you know, all those driveways, somebody. We'll see what we can do.
Southmont Volunteer Fire Company, I don't see anybody here. Is there anything that
I did not hear from anybody.
engineers?
My name is Bill Sosserman, I represent Southmont Borough today. May not have all the answers to any questions you have, but I'll try. What Todd asked me to do is go over your flow metering from last month. The bottom line is, we had a lot of rain in April, but it wasn't the type of storm event that we needed in order to have in order to get you relief from your consent order that you have. Even though that storm in April was long, it was very long. Your flows to the plant went up, but it was sort of like more linear. We need a storm, 2-year storm. It starts and goes up, and we have an intensity, and peaks and goes back down. We haven't had that yet. So the meters are still in. We're still monitoring flows, and when we get that storm event, that's when that'll trigger us to contact DEP and start the process maybe down the road, getting out of the consent order.
The readings that you've had so far, are they favorable and are?
I don't think they're abnormal for what you've done, and I'm probably speaking out of turn a little bit because I don't know for a fact, because this is the first time I looked at your numbers, but they're normal for your system. You actually went up like on April 3rd. The average daily flow on the Wonder Street and Leon Street meter was 631,000, and I've got other readings here at like 75,000. So that shows that there was a lot going through there. It just didn't peak. It was a long flow, and you had over 2 million at the Southmont Boulevard compared to there's 243,000 or 240,000. So you saw a lot of extra flow in that big rain event, but it wasn't they're looking for a peak flow to try to take that from the treatment plant. The treatment plant will take water from all the communities, and if it takes it at a slower rate, it can handle it better than that thunderstorm burst that we're looking for.
And did you back out every year from your reports that you're seeing?
I think he told me that, but I couldn't tell you that. I can check and I can get back to you. Yeah, that would be good.
Anything else? Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Zoning officer report, there was permit approvals in the packet, and a list of the property maintenance items that I didn't see any change from last time.
No, the only update is, 201 Lila Street has filed for a zoning hearing appeal that's scheduled for, I believe, June 4th. Yes, the fence.
And that's at 6 p.m.
6 o'clock, yeah.
And do we have any magistrate dates set for these violations?
Not that I'm aware of.
And so what's the next step? Yeah.
I think that's later on. It's on the agenda, I can discuss it now.
No, we can do it.
Any other questions? All right, solicitor report.
The item I have is the zoning ordinance number 551 that relates to municipal liens, the ability to collect attorney's fees, costs, interest, and penalty of 5% of the violation of 90 days or more. That requires 30 days notice to be sent out before we can impose those fees. I think it was approved the last meeting and was it advertising?
Yeah, we're for advertising now, we're ready for approval.
All right, so do I have a motion to approve ordinance number 551?
I mean,
Moved, do I have a second?
a second.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Street Commissioner report.
With the exception of our report that you guys all individually got, we have the price tag for the hydraulic tank that we spoke about, replacing. We can get a approval for that. We can have it on as early as tomorrow.
Okay.
That sewer that was no longer functioning, was anything done to that?
The,
Sided,
the inlet,
the one that doesn't go anywhere.
we are still advising on how we're going to get that taken care of.
So you're working on that?
Yes.
Oh, geez, almost, but what's the rattle and noise in that one truck? I mean, it sounds like a junk, piece of junk going down the road. Rattle, you can hear a mile away.
The yellow one, the yellow.
I think it was one you just put a new plow on.
Yes, it's from, nothing more. There's no rubber seal on one side, so it bounces back and forth. We're trying to hold up you guys who put it on to get us a new piece for it.
Who's getting that?
It should be coming from Stevens and Quick.
Up at that? So it's way more. Okay.
And the trees are removed, you did the removal of these 25 hazardous trees?
Yes.
Or were they just trees hanging over the road or no?
They were leaning towards Squash Alley. One of the first ones we didn't remove, crushed a garage. They were primarily dead, and some of them were just being held up by another one that was leaning in the opposite direction.
So is this in a paper alley, or is this on the easements, or where would these
These
actually
were behind the barns.
behind the barns?
Yes,
Our property?
yes.
One other thing, the alley runs up to Davy, I'm on the street of the day, to put that in,
Yeah.
and you got, buildings.
Beat out, where that truck went over, it broke the side of the,
I was up there looking, I don't think it's a hole.
I don't think it's going to be, too well.
So, what I would suggest is get some big slag, fill that, and then build an alley, because there's nothing to hold it. That board will not last.
It will not.
Will not last. So, I think that's something we need to investigate, yeah.
Anything else for Sam? Can I get a motion to approve the estimate from Case Power and Equipment for the hydraulic tank hoses?
Did we get more than one estimate, or are they in the game in town, or?
They're the only game in town.
The overall price is $8,335.70.
Do they, those stores,
I believe so.
But it's under 12,600, so it's not really formal bidding. The price.
I'll make that motion.
So we have a motion, do I have a second? I'll second. Moved and seconded, any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Borough manager's report.
can I say something before we move on? The back of it, is there anything been done to the root
Okay. Borough manager's report?
So other than my report, the only thing I wanted to note, we have been filing, reports of Petalec for outage streetlights. If you see any, even if it's already been reported, let me know. They're just not moving as fast as they usually do, so we can report it again, and maybe that'll get them going.
Any questions for Amanda?
No, so, we have a process in place now for these maintenance. Who sends them to the magistrate?
So the process now is, we'll do the initial inspection. If there's a violation, we send that to Laurel. They send the initial violation. Where we're at now is if there's no follow through with that, the police have agreed to file the citation once they get the paperwork from Laurel. So that's where we're kind of in limbo right now, is the paperwork getting from Laurel to the police to file the citation.
So that's what we have to expedite the paperwork to the police.
Yeah, so that, we have that under new business. We'll kind of discuss that a little
Because
further.
some of this stuff been laying around 23, get a little old.
All right, anything else for Amanda? All right, committees, administrative borough services, mental updates, community planning improvements, Richard?
This planning program, we're working, of course, with the Camber County Planning Commission and Shannon Murphy Stosko's been to these meetings previously. At the same time, she's been discussing comprehensive plan with other municipalities in the West Hills. And the planning commission convened a meeting on May 9th at Upper Yoder Township Hall. And I was pleased to see that there were all 5 municipalities, Southmont, Westmont, Upper Yoder, Lower Yoder, and Brownstown, in attendance, and everyone was enthused about it. Even the school district showed up, as did 2 staff members from the DCED. Kind of, again, what you're emphasizing, there's a process you go through to follow an application. And again, as you'll remember, the chances of Southmont getting funded to do a comprehensive plan were pretty much non-existent. They demand a certain level of regional cooperation to address regional issues. At the same time, we will be able to plan issues that, we identified that are Southmont specific. So I think it'll let us tee up, the next 5 to 10 years where the projects that matter to this community, as well as look at regional issues. And there are any number of issues that are best approached on a regional basis, rather than any single municipality can't do them alone. And so each municipality is going through this exercise will be asked to appoint, I don't know how many, a couple representatives to a steering committee. Meanwhile, on the Southmont level, we'll be looking at the scope of work, we'll be doing a SWOT analysis, looking at projects that we're interested in. So the planning committee of Southmont will be after in the meanwhile. Basically, as a group, wherever, when this is all said and done, commits to this thing, we will conduct a request for proposals for planning assistance and select a proposer. And so in September, when we submit the application, we'll have a scope of work and nothing can't be changed. We'll have a scope of work and a cost proposal and a selected contractor or contractors to do the work if it's awarded, in 2025. Think what Al Stuckley was at the meeting.
Yeah, so just for people who don't necessarily know what comprehensive planning means, comprehensive plan is just looking at all of the issues that are impacting an area and determining, what needs there are that state won't fund a comprehensive plan for a single municipality, it won't do it. It doesn't generate enough impact for the investment. So when they require multiple municipalities to work together on developing a plan, so that doesn't mean that you're consolidating or something like that. It's multiple municipalities looking at, these are issues that are, similar issues across our municipal boundaries and things that we can work on collectively, and then specifically for each municipality, these are the things that you want to work on in that municipality. The benefits of collaborating means that instead of in a single municipality having to fund a comprehensive plan for themselves, which could be $80,000 to $100,000, that cost share would get a grant for 50%, and then each municipality would participate in the cost share for the remaining match unless we could come up with other things to offset that cost. We're all in a situation here, every municipality on this hill, where, we're not eligible for, we don't rank high when we're applying for grants because we don't have any level of planning in place. And that's another question that's asked, and the municipalities that have worked together and developed a comprehensive plan rank higher than us, and they get funding for projects. And we can't tax ourselves to death when there's billions of federal and state dollars out there that can help address our problems in our community. And so at this point, in this process, the planning office is just looking to see which municipalities are actually interested in continuing to explore the process so that they can go forward and get an RFP together to say, these are the municipalities interested, this is what it will cost. These are municipalities interested, so a consultant, multiple consultants can put together a proposal that reflects the actual scope of work. From that point, then we would need to reevaluate whether or not this is something that we want to continue with based on the cost.
What's Southmont Borough's financial obligation?
Right now, there is no financial obligation because we need to get to the point of having an RFP to know what that's going to cost.
We need to do the consultant cost curve, and then this will be prorated on a population basis. They basically, it's 50% of the project cost. So if it's $100,000, it's $50,000, but that would be split among the number of municipalities, which is, we were told by the county planning commission, one of the reasons you'd want to do this. But, again, it will provide guidance for Johnstown, for Southmont in the future, but it also, allows us to work. I was surprised by the high level of enthusiasm by all these other, borough and township people. Because again, as Doug was saying, this lets them apply for grants that they were taken frustrated by the lack of base plan and sort of, they can pick projects from and just sort of fund it. At this point, the planning committee needs to work with the DCED. They have two staff members from this group who would come here and work with the planning committee and, develop some of the documentation they need, to create the scope of work for the plan and to identify Southmont's needs. The commitment of money would come in the form when the grant application is submitted by the Cambridge County Planning Commission, which will actually, compose the application working with the DCD.
You get a grant, is that going to be divvied out the same way that our charges are? Is the same agency who says we owe this much money, you owe this much money, are they gonna do the same thing when it comes time to divvy the money up for the grant?
Now, how that would work, Herb, is that the planning office would be the recipient of the grant.
Yeah, there wouldn't be one separate entity arriving at these figures.
grants will be a factor
So the planning office will be able to get a grant for half of the total cost of
of the selected firm.
and then
Then they give you the help.
the
No, we're
remainder,
not giving up.
no, the remainder is what would get divided, because the grant, like, we're not getting any of the money, because they're, we would basically just be paying whatever portion of ours would end up being.
Would Southmont Borough then have to match that?
We would pay our prorated share of the match, and unless it's mentioned, we can't match it without our state money, so I'm not sure where.
Well, there is other state money that can.
Is there? Okay, all right, because
So that's all, here's a carrot, you got Chase's carrot, there's a whole bunch of money for everybody. But this was what was in the Tribune Democrat on Saturday. First of all, I'm not sure that all of council even knew that there was going to be a meeting. Did you guys? I don't even remember went to the meeting. But obviously there was a meeting and all of council was not told about this meeting. And, so this is what county puts in the paper. Sharing services and collaboration is a start that could perhaps lead eventually to the formation of one West Hills municipality. So just so everybody knows where all this is leading to, this is what it's about.
that is Westmont's.
This is what,
Council, that was
no,
not.
no, this is what the county, the Shannon, Stasco, Murphy, Stasco.
Now, someone from council said that.
More,
non-planning commission, that again, the regional issues, there are far more complex study. They painted that article, portrayed this as a shared services study. This is that is one item.
and it says preliminary information, was provided to the boroughs and townships in the West Hills with preliminary information on the process in February. This council never got to see any of that. We've never had a plan put before us. This is what it's gonna look like in the long run. Well, obviously, because she gave all this information to the paper, obviously, what the end plan is to have one West Hills municipality.
That's
And,
not true. That's absolutely not true.
well, then she should, then the county person, Shannon Stasco, Murphy Stasco, should not be given carte blanche in the Tribune Democrat to say whatever she wants to say. And if there are meetings, the whole council needs to know. And if there's stuff discussed via the Sunshine Act, it needs to be out in the open. So all of this stuff that's going on under tow
Well, that.
needs to be discussed.
Is the report Tribune Democrat at the Westmont. This was their interpretation. That is unbalanced. That is shared services.
Well, it
may
has
be
our name-
discussed.
it has
There was
our name
never
on it.
any discussion or any implication, consolidation. No, of course that wasn't discussed.
1, 2, 3, 4 times in this article, it states one West Hills municipality. So whatever happens, I think we need to go into it with our eyes open. It's fine to go after the grants, and it's fine to go after, what can we all do together for recreation? What can we all do together for maybe road services? But
Yeah.
we need to, this stuff that's going on under the surface, that is not being, this is the first time this has been addressed. And I have past
This
minutes.
is not the first time this has
Yes,
ever
it
been
is,
addressed.
because
We've been talking about a comprehensive plan for the last
in council, we had a motion to discuss the possibility of developing a multi-municipal, I went back a whole year. I went back.
We've sat in the community planning committee meetings where we met with the county planning office multiple times.
My
to
point
discuss this.
the county is taking over, and they're going to Westmont and they're saying, Southmont asked me to approach you, and like it was Southmont's idea, and now it's all through the Tribune that we're going for a one West Hills municipality. And I would like every committee that meets to get blasted out to all of the council, because that's what it's supposed to be. And I think these meetings that are being held never came to council as to who to send to this.
If everybody's gonna sit on a committee, then what's the point of having the committees?
Council has the right to be at every single committee. Am I correct there?
And there's a shared calendar that lists when those committees are.
Yes, so we need to have that. We need to have that. And if you're gonna meet with DECD, we need to know when that is. I never heard that you were having a meeting in May with DECD and that all the municipalities were gonna be there. I never heard that before.
Well,
It was never, ever mentioned in council. I'm just saying that the light needs to shine on what's going on here as far as becoming one West Hills municipality.
That was never discussed.
I know what I have to say. One thing I'd like to say is, and maybe we're all guilty of it to a point, but this council has to be more transparent.
I mean,
They gotta be more transparent to each other, we gotta be more transparent
yeah,
to
really.
residents, and let people know what's going on, when it's going on, and how it's going on, because nobody knows this kind of stuff.
Amen.
everybody's been invited to this planning committee meetings. Sherry did show up at one of them, but I mean, now we're gonna keep having them. I don't want these to be disruptive, but we will have to do our part of planning for this grant application.
I think we need to vote on moving forward. I mean, that's never even been voted on.
We're at the process where we're doing that. I didn't anticipate this sort of reception from 5 municipalities. It was an informal meeting, and it was announced by the county. I got an email from Shanna Stasko, Murphy Stasko. So I assume this was announced earlier.
No, all I'm saying is that perhaps her intentions are different than what council's intentions could be if council knew what was going on.
Address that in the future.
I think we should.
But I think we should, after you have a committee meeting, there should be a report brought forward in the council, so that everybody does know. Don't keep it under a bushel, you bring it out and say, here's what we decided. Then the council can discuss this kind of stuff. But you can't just have a council meeting, I tried to have a council meeting 3-4 months, and I couldn't get it because I had to have everybody here. And, that's okay, that's the way they want to do it, but everybody has to do that, not just me, not just Sherry, as well as the committee general. But I don't need to worry about that anymore, because I'm not head of any committee, which I'm sad about, but nothing I can do about that. After the meeting is done, there should be a report given what was decided, so that we have an avenue to go down, whether we want to go there or not.
All right, the takeaway from this, there's 2 actions that we're going to request. I saw the letter of commitment the planning commission sent to the borough and the mandatory. I don't know if everyone saw it, it's a brief letter of commitment to work with the county and the DCD to submit an application. They need to know who's working with them. They need a commitment to work on this. Has anyone else seen that? Yeah, you, there was that. The second item is I'd like to schedule a meeting, try to schedule a planning committee meeting for next month. And try to invite DCD and planning commission here, so we can begin, getting on the process to, do the work that's needed to have a competitive grant application going in September. This will open doors for us.
You have a date set for that next,
Yeah, I'm looking at Tuesday, June 13th,
what is it again?
Tuesday, June 13th, I think. Wait, I'm sorry. That's
June.
wrong. June 11th,
June 11th.
yeah, at 3 o'clock.
We're having an audit meeting that day, I believe. Yes, already scheduled.
What?
There's already a committee meeting scheduled for that
Okay.
time on that day.
All right, I was gonna try asking you first. What about the following week, the 20th?
18.
Oh, 18th.
That's okay.
what's tentatively open on that?
And was that maybe again?
18.
Sorry, come on.
That's the day after council.
Yes.
Shirley, what's their meeting on the 11th?
That's an audit meeting, we'll get to that in my report.
And I had the date scheduled wrong for the appeal hearing for the 201 Lila Street fence earlier. It's June 11th at 6.
That's June 11th.
Yes. Yeah, I apologize.
What time?
6 o'clock.
Well, what is on the 11th? 3 o'clock?
3 o'clock will be audit.
Audit.
Yeah, to review the audit.
I would move that the council approve that. Is that everyone seen this letter from support?
Yeah, send an email.
Yeah. We need to read it.
No. That letter is just a commitment to explore the comprehensive plan, it's not a commitment to meeting with you.
Sure. This is to the Cambria County Planning Commission and attention to Shannon Murphy's Sosco, here in Mississippi. On May 20th, 2024, at its regular meeting, Southmont Borough Council approved submitting a letter of commitment in respect to moving forward with multi-municipal comprehensive plan that being included in the scope of project scope and request for proposal. We appreciate the time and energy you and your team have afforded us discussing this opportunity, the information that you provided thus far. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact our office. Sincerely, Amanda.
No funds are being committed at this time. The commitment is to work on an application of cooperation with the planning commission and the municipalities that sign some.
My question is, have we ever voted on moving forward with a multi-municipal comprehensive plan?
We talked about that repeatedly.
Did we ever take a vote? That's not my question. My question is, did we ever take a vote?
Well, if you search a minute, you moved.
I did search the minutes.
Well,
It talks about discussing.
you moved to proceed with it.
I went back and I looked at that because I've been accused of that in the past. We talked about having people in, about discussing it. We never voted on moving forward with a multi-municipal comprehensive plan.
Well, that's what it's evolved into. But we.
That's right, that's what it has evolved into, without us voting on it. There's a one second. I just think that, the light should be shown, and I think that we need to decide
I'm begging for involvement.
if we're going forward or not.
Richard, does anybody want to make a motion on this letter?
I will move that we resolve to participate in the planning process for a multi-municipal West Hills plan, comprehensive plan, with an application date in September and collaborate with state and county officials to submit the funding application and, begin the process here on the Southmont level.
Richard, I think we should stick just to the letter at this time.
Okay.
Because the rest of that.
Yes.
We got it.
Well, it's a lengthy notion, let me.
Yeah, I think we can chat, we're just the initial.
We send a
letter says.
resolution support, and an agreement to participate in an application for funding money.
Just,
I would like a roll call vote, please.
Let me get the resolution.
we're just approving the letter of commitment for the multi-municipal comprehensive.
Yeah.
That's
So moved.
The motion should also include that we be kept in the loop what happens. That, anything that happens, we need to inform, so we can make a decision here whether we want to go with it or not.
That's a second decision. That's a second, I agree, that's a second.
Well,
Second.
second, take place from that.
Well, it's always gonna come back to make a decision.
You read about the paper, that's supposed to read.
I will second that motion. Motion passes. All right, emergency management.
I have reported this month of emergency management. And also there's.
Finance, Sherry.
We are having an audit meeting, is that the right date, June 11th, Amanda?
Yes.
At 3:00, the auditor will be here, reviewing the audit, all of council is invited to come.
Greater Johnstown Water Authority.
For water, the Westmont tank that was installed earlier this year and last year is now online and serves Westmont. And, we've been considering future, we're a little bit worried about what's going to happen as far as federally with regulations for pipelines. And we're trying to get ahead of that, all this, what I like to say. We have no firm plan for this. Is there still a lot out there? Yes, there are. In Westmont?
Everywhere.
Everywhere in that service of water. I know that I personally just, maybe 5 years ago, had mine replaced.
Their tank is one out there. Did that increase capacity they have from before? Is it about the same?
I think it is larger, but it previously was a brick and mortar, line, antiquated thing that we absolutely need to replace. So, this is a state-of-the-art storage tank. I'm not quite sure its capacity.
That whole grid system on the hill is bad. You don't have pressure, some places you don't have volume. I know the water company went through that kind of trouble back 2 years ago. They got a fire out there and couldn't get any water out of the system. Because it's all gravity flow. That's why I asked about the capacity. If you make that higher, it will increase the pressure in the grid lines. But I don't know if that happens.
I can figure that out.
They have pumping stations, or
Yeah, they do.
they have pumping stations, and this tank's brand new, so everything's new, all the pumping stations, replace the pumping stations too.
Well, the thing about the pumping station, you have to use it. If you have a fire up there and you don't have the pump running, you want to go on that pump station. And that's what happened 2 years ago. They lost the house.
MS4, stormwater.
Nothing.
Personnel, we are going to have personnel committee meetings at some point here coming up soon. We're looking at job descriptions and performance evaluation schedules to make some updates and streamlines to that process.
Is there a meeting scheduled for 6-month reviews?
We didn't schedule anything yet.
But it's coming up. And that'll be announced.
Property maintenance. Streets and sidewalks.
So the only thing somebody bounced me about their drain on Borough and Diamond in this one. We cleaned up the top of it, the base of it, we kept it. Okay. Like the unit above, we'll also need to cut. And then we were talking about maybe sending a letter with the sewer. Just to tell people that we're gonna be starting to inspect sidewalks, so we don't blindside them, like, hey, look, your sidewalks out of, maybe send a polite letter out first, that we're gonna be starting to inspect these, if you see any issues, then we'll work with them, any concerns.
I skipped over police No.
Shade tree, Richard.
The borough staff planted 20 grand maple trees, which was noted in Amanda's manager's report. Other than that, we're gonna start again planning for the community forestry grant next spring. We just took too long to put together. Keep that on the back burner for now.
Is there anything more been mentioned about that big stump down at the bottom of this and Southmont forward? The big stump that they cut the tree off, well, the big ugly stump there. And this has been going on for years. Bob, Bob even
I think-
prayed at one time for poison ivy.
That's why they were doing it.
They were worried about poison ivy.
Well, it's winding up now, so
It's probably back
the
up.
poison ivy's still there.
I think we need to look at that, see if we can, include that in the plan. It's between I call it Red Dog, the back, the Southmont forward, and Southmont forward, right in that point. Okay, you'll see it when you drop by a few.
Again, this would be an arborist plan with a digitized street tree inventory. And we could, again, look at multiple year strategy for tree maintenance and planting. And it's again, we're gonna, right now our program is someone has that tree, they tell us, Amanda, they get them on.
I think at one time, the Bob had on his list, they didn't want to take it down because of poison ivy, so Bob sprayed it, killed the poison ivy, and they didn't come and cut it down. So I think we should.
Okay, we'll get that on our list. Now, get on that. Do you know what he's talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, new business, we need to approve the submission of application to county aid, in the amount of $5,600. There's a motion,
So,
need a second,
I'll second it.
it's been moved and seconded, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, discussion and potential action on the municipal inspection agency regarding lack of follow-up on property maintenance violations.
At last meeting, I had discussed the issue that, inspection agency had in terms of filing citations to magistrate for lack of identifiers. Chief Newman, I spoke to him, he was in agreement, to file those citations with the information being provided by oral inspection, and then the rest of the police will be able to get the identifiers for those to be filed. I sent a letter out to Mr. Church on April 16th after the council meeting approving that letter, specifying the procedure that I perceive would be necessary to get those citations filed. I spoke to Mr. Church last week. He indicated that at this point, at that point in time, no citations had been filed as to any of the violations that he had sent the initial notice out. The indication was that it takes time to gather the information. You want to make sure that he had the proper information before submitting it to the West Hills Police Department to file the actual citation. So at this point, my understanding is that there have not been any citations filed, because I don't think the information has been provided to West Hills Regional Police Department to get the identifiers and follow the magistrate's orders.
So what do we want to do about this? Because obviously nothing's happening. We have issues that have been sitting for over a year.
There are, the report that was submitted, there are properties from 2023 that are still outstanding and still have violations. The ordinance 542 passed by Southmont Borough provided that amongst the provisions, that if there are any complaints, they have to be submitted in writing to the program committee, and they're required to provide a response 5 days after the next regular program committee meeting. That's what the World Inspection Agency. Intermunicipal agreement that's dated February 2023 provides that it's for 1 year. If any municipality, including Southmont, wishes to get out of it or not be involved with the agreement, they have the ability to provide 90 days prior notice to the expiration. Obviously, that will be November 2024 for the effective date of February 2025 renewal period. There's also provision for cause that requires, again, a written notice to the entities involved in that intermunicipal agreement. That can be challenged by any municipalities. If there's a challenge, then there's mediation provision that there's a discussion what needs to be done. If that doesn't prove to resolve the issue, then the municipality will be allowed to basically not further involved in the intermunicipal agreement without the only anniversary date. So probably looking either way, February 2025 to opt out of the agreement. And the question is, who's going to provide the opt out? Who's going to provide that?
So you're saying we can't opt out until February 2025?
Yeah, that would be, if you did, the opt-out would be without for clause, just generally to opt out, you'd have 90 days, provide 90 days written notice prior to that date opt-out.
Does this time process start all over again? How many is dated back to 5 of last year, 5th month last year?
Well, those of you talking about the violations, that's different than the agreement itself. The agreement itself is between the Southmont Borough and the municipalities. It's a year agreement. You have 90 days prior to that renewal period to opt out. You have to provide 90 days, at least 90 days prior to the notice to opt out.
What I want to know is, do the other municipalities have this problem? Is there follow through in other municipalities, or are they just kicking the can down the road like they are here with us?
Well, I think they had the problem with the identifiers with other municipalities. So I don't think it's necessarily that they're just excluding Southmont Borough. I think they had the same issue with.
I mean, if these violations just lay around for months and months and months, you know, what's being accomplished?
Well,
They're not being revenue. They're not being revenue. That's the whole problem, you know? You give somebody 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months, a year to correct, you know, or something that's just,
I'd like to see
why
us,
do you even have the ordinance if nobody's enforcing?
I'd like to see us get out of this agreement and move on to
Something better.
what my
I know it's a big problem because if we don't knock any off the bottom, they keep adding on, you know, and the list gets longer and longer, and the problem becomes more complex. And then it's really a problem because we can't get anything done, because of the good red tape and bureaucracy.
Well, the issue that, the reason they did not file any of those citations be identified, but I think we resolved that issue. So there shouldn't be any reason, the identifiers being provided by the police department of access to the criminal histories, that should avoid, that issue is, I believe, is resolved, so we should be able to move forward on following the citation.
Then you're saying the names on this list, we know who they are, and we know how to get in touch with them? And then
What I'm saying is you can get the identifiers for those individuals, whether or not they live at the property. I can't answer that question. We can, the property owner, we can identify who that person is. We can get identifiers so you can process it.
So did they promise us something in the beginning that they couldn't do?
I don't know if I can answer that question. I wasn't here in 2023, but what I can tell you is whether they're able to file citations in 2023. What I can answer is that they know that they weren't able to get those identifiers, and then realized that was a problem. They couldn't file the citations.
So if we wanted to opt out, basically we need to take action at our September meeting to give us.
At least, yeah, you know what, yeah, I would do it well in
We
advance.
could do it now.
you can do it now, that's your prerogative. With the latest. That doesn't mean,
How do we deal with the problem in the past? With the people, no, with the people, I mean, the whole hang up is now, who the hell owns the property? I mean, you know, somebody owns the property. We used to go around and put a tag on the door, and if you don't answer the door, why you won't sign for this notice? Well, that's too bad, because here it is, and it's been delivered to you. If you just say, I won't sign for it, just forget about it.
That doesn't exonerate.
What's that?
That doesn't exonerate the
Well, that's what I'm saying.
responsibility.
All this, it's all about who owns the property, well, somebody owns the property.
No, most of these, most of these, they do know who owns the property, and they send them citations, but they couldn't follow up on it.
Well, but
They just said they follow up.
Well, the issue was in order to file with the district magistrate the citation, like the driver's license number is required, things like that, which the police can't give out just to anybody.
so the identifier would be social security number, date of birth, or driver's
So they were
license.
promising us to do something that they really, the only thing they could do, when we signed the contract with them, was to send out citations.
Well, no, what they would do is they'd send the initial notice of violation, so they have 30 days from the date of that letter to rectify that issue. If they rectify them, no further action is needed. If the 30 days, the letter sent, they do re-inspection, the problem still exists, then they can go and file a citation with the magistrate's office. The problem was, they didn't have identifiers, which would be date of birth, social security number.
well, how do you get those?
We talked to the West Hills Regional Police, they have the ability to get that information.
That's what I'm
Since
saying.
you have to get a criminal history, only the police department can get that.
Were they given this list?
They have, that's, okay, so they know, they send out the letter, so they know the property owners' names, which they have to provide that to West
Do they-
Hills.
Are they
The
working?
only thing they don't have is fingerprints, you know what I mean? It's like getting a driver's license, social security card.
Well, that's a requirement, that
I know that.
requirement's from the magistrate's office.
I know that, but it's just like, you know,
Yeah, the magistrate won't accept the citation without those identifiers.
Probably have to have a credit card too. Too much beer.
So this can't be resolved with Borough and West Hills Police.
Well, that issue has been resolved. West Hills Police is willing to file those citations and get the identifiers, but they still need, West Hills Regional Police Department is not going to send out the violation list that you're violating Southmont Borough ordinance issue. Law hasn't been cut. They're going to rely on Borough inspection to provide them that person's information in terms of their name and address. Then they'll take it, and then they'll get the identifiers, and then they'll be able to file the citation. They will subpoena Mr. Church or somebody from rural inspection to come in and testify as to what the violations are. But that's where West Hills will be set to that.
So we have 25 of these sitting here that need to go to the magistrate, is that correct?
Assuming they're all violations.
So when does that process move forward then?
Well, that was my question, Mr. Church. He said they haven't filed any citation. Or, shouldn't we take that back? Yeah, they haven't provided the information to West Hills for them to file the citation.
I would make a motion to get rid of this company and get back to Walker at the beginning of the year, at the end of this.
Well, this rate will never get to Borough cleaned up.
I'll second it.
So there's a motion and a second.
That's the motion.
To get
Can
rid
you
of it.
restate the motion?
I make a motion to terminate the agreement with Laurel Maintenance at first opportunity.
So wait, I don't understand. So we're abandoning something, we have something to replace it. Look,
We had a system prior to this,
so we weren't active.
Mike Walker.
This is before my time, so.
Mark Walker was our zoning, Mark Walker was our code enforcement. Before that, we had our manager there. Here at Borough. And then we went to Mark Walker and then
They supposedly had somebody on staff that could get those, and now here we are.
But the thing with Mark Walker was he literally went and knocked on people's door and met with them face to face, same as our manager did prior when we had that in the job description for the manager. They went up, they knocked on the door, they said, hey, that fence is in violation. And then they followed up on it. And generally, that's all it took. We didn't have to take them to the magistrate. But now with this system of just sending letters, and it's been a year since these people got the letters, so I'm sure they're not taking the letters seriously.
Mr. Walker's still in this line.
Yes.
He still wants to do this.
I'm not sure, we have to check with him to see if he's willing to.
Well, I can't say he did a good job, he did do a good job, because there's a lot of things that he left uncovered, or did uncover, and, I don't think he did the job 100%. He always had the bill on time, so, that's what I'll say.
Well, I say we don't jump out of the boat until we have another boat to go on to.
So just so my comment is, even if it's the council decision whether to terminate that agreement or not, you're looking February of 2025, you're still going to need oral inspection to enforce this currently. There still has to be a mechanism for them to enforce the violation. So recommendation is to send them a letter under the ordinance that you have this issue, you've had some outstanding at least a year on some of these properties, that would demand some action within the citation you filed within so many days of that letter.
And then you would advise at that point in time, jump the ship.
Yeah, I would see that we've given you, you said the problem was the identifiers, we've addressed that problem. So there shouldn't be an issue as to following the next step. We would demand that be occur within a certain period of time. And then if we get no response from that, and then we get that one, well, we've tried, we didn't resolve the problem, we've asked you to file a citation, you haven't done that within whatever prescribed period that would be, then you're almost left with what else do you, how many times do you need to ask you to do this?
What would you feel was fair amount of time for them to clean up their act?
30 days. I would agree that I think 30 days is a time. And to be realized, Westville also has other things to do. I don't want them to provide 50 citations to Westville in one big long. That's going to create a problem for them to get those citations. I would say at least address the ones that are at least a year old, or at least within 30 days, probably more than.
I mean, I think that would be a reasonable thing to do. Give them a chance to respond. If they don't, put the ball there for them. Then we can terminate that.
So we did, yeah, we were in discussion, we have a motion in a second already, to terminate, so. Unless we want to rescind.
And so I can rescind that, and then we can take a month to look at other options.
How
And
many
then we'll
months?
vote on it next month.
How many months?
We have until February, good 90 days out
So
before
we should
February.
be taking action by September.
But I still think we should inform this agency that we're not happy with their output.
Definitely.
Do we need a motion to have Eric draft and send that letter?
I think that would be appropriate for the council.
I did, but I didn't get a second.
I'll resend the second.
So there's a motion to resend in a second.
Okay,
So they got a reprieve.
so do I need to vote on that?
Yeah, so we're just
For
gonna-
another month.
But we ought to make a new motion. Inform what we're gonna do. 6 months.
So we need a motion for Eric to send a letter to World Municipal Inspection Agency, outlining the issues that we're having and, requesting that these be, addressed within 30 days.
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion?
And then I think meantime, we should look and see if there's other options.
Maybe you can include in that notification that their continued service is pending based on their action.
I can put words to that effect.
Put some teeth in it.
Well, I'm sure I can put that in the All right.
Do you think there's a way we can get a representative to come to our meeting? I don't know if they include that or not, and it's, could be nice to talk to somebody, talk, you know, right to the, sure.
I think the ordinance and the agreement, certainly allows Southmont Borough has been demanded they perform pursuant to those terms. Whether you have somebody here or not, you know the problem. It's a matter of how we're going to identify the problem, we resolved it. Now we're asking why we've had these violations that have been outstanding for at least a year. We demand action on them. And I don't think an explanation as to why or why not you haven't done anything. I don't think that any of that's going to really make any difference for your decision. You say, hey, you had this for a year. You said this was the problem. You identified that problem. You fixed the problem. Now why aren't you following this?
I think we'll let Eric work it out.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Discussion and action on properties not in compliance with sewer level compliance requirements.
So there's, the ordinance is 533, which is enacted in September 21. So that provides that if they're not in compliance, there's a $50 per month surcharge, and then the 12 months of surcharge does not resolve the problem, then you turn off the water. Then Mr. Carbonero had enacted or set forth the procedure to do that, where the people came in and had a hearing, and if there was a reason for it, there was a special provisions allowed by the borough. If not, then they would proceed forward with the turning off of the water. The ordinance provides or allows for further action, which may be able to borough to file suit up to the court of common pleas and enforce compliance with. But I believe we've gotten to that point. We'll bear that expense if it's reasonably necessary.
So how many are there?
Just one.
Just the one on State Street? And they've shown no interest in doing it.
I have not heard anything from either the tenants or the property owner.
The hearing we had for these people, amongst, you say they're all through up at that town,
One, yep.
and what's their claim of fame?
And we had posted that. We posted that for water shut off. We gave them 60 or 90 days
They have an extension, I believe they were given 90 days.
because of the renters.
Yeah.
So we need to
The
take
water's
action
good
on
now.
something.
You don't have cool water, you have boiling water.
Some out of town is what it's an LLC.
They never filed an appeal from the borough decision.
Not that I'm aware of.
That's beyond 90 days.
But they're collecting their rent.
What is the next step?
So under the ordinance, we would ask the Greater Johnson Workforce to terminate the water service. So that would be the next step. I just want to make sure we have the information. I'll work with them and make sure that if the notice decision was sent to them, they were notified of their 30-day appeal period. There hasn't been an appeal filed. We'll double check with the proprietary of the Evansburg and see if they did file it. While sending us notice of it, which I presume that's not the case. We'll just double check, make sure that they have to file an appeal. And then the ordinance pretty much outlines how the next step. So the next step would be termination of water service.
So I think Southmont Borough has been very fair with these people.
I think we're
It's time that we put our foot down.
Well, the fact that you had a hearing allowed them to come in and give you a reason why they haven't complied, most of these not wouldn't have done so.
shut off instead of the 30 day notice to shut off.
When's the 90 days up to man?
It's over the 90 days.
Oh, it is.
Way past.
So we can go ahead with it if we want to.
Correct.
I don't know. I hate to be hard nosed, but I think it's about time we put our foot down and say,
Well,
let's do it.
why is it fair that everybody else had to
Yeah,
correct their
I
water
mean,
issues, except
There was
this
somebody
one
on that list, there was about 8.
out of town landlord? Yeah.
So I like to make the motion we proceed with our plan.
And this is for, what's the specific property address?
521 State Street.
So we have a motion, is there a second?
A second, yeah.
Moved and seconded, any further discussion?
Call for the question.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Business items, approve ratification of payroll for 16 to 5/20 of 24.
So moved.
For the motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approve payment of bills 4/16 through 5/20/24.
I make that motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approve transfers 4/16 through 5/20/24.
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approve treasurer's report for April of 24.
So moved.
Motion. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approve tax collector's report, March through March 2024 and April 2024.
So moved.
Moved, do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. A motion to adjourn.
Moved.
So now they're going to use the police to violate your rights to get identifying information off. What probable cause would you have to file a citation on somebody for that?
It's on the information received. They testify, I'll just file the citation.
But you understand? I'm just asking for my own curiosity because I'm sure I'm on that list. And
It's on the
you know.
information received.
but you know,
They testify, they don't show up. They
Right,
don't get
but
shot.
okay, so you're aware though too that when you make it a police matter, that gives everybody all the because you're a criminal then. It's a criminal charge if you're involved.
Citation.
It's a criminal. Oh wait, what would be a non-criminal? A non.
Like a non-traffic citation.
Yeah, but still, you understand though that gives you more rights. Then they shouldn't make. To be honest, my opinion, they shouldn't make it a criminal matter over zoning laws. They shouldn't involve you guys. To be honest with you, that's how I feel about it. What's that?
We don't want the work.
I know you don't. It's a way. You know, I mean, it's bullshit. You know, I think it's absolutely. I'm going to step outside. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I mean, I know everybody thinks my opinion is, just that to be an asshole, but that's. You don't need to be doing that shit. You don't need to be worried about people cutting their fucking grass and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, believe me, I know you don't like me, but I do have,
I never said that. I got no problem with you, John. You and I are okay right now.
That'll change. You will do something to make sure that'll change. He just said that's not how he works, but I can promise you at some point in my life, he is going to do something, either file a charge against me or something. So that is the absolute truth, what I just said. So I'm going to stand on here and see if anybody has anything to comment about anything today, because that was an interesting meeting. That was pretty spicy. That was a pretty spicy Southmont Borough Council meeting, I thought. All kinds of So we were worried about, I guess, thanks for sticking up for us today, Sherry. Honest to God, I mean, yeah, I had no idea that was good. Listen, you know.
Southmont got their sewers done in record time, spent the least amount of money. I mean, we know how to do things here. We don't need to be part of Westmont.
Do you still agree? You know, I remember a few years ago when they did ordinance 520 that you were against shutting people's water off.
Yeah.
You still feel that way though?
I do.
Okay.
We gave these people so much.
I understand what you're saying, but still playing with. That's been my complaint forever, Sherry, is playing with people's water.
We've given these people an extra year.
But still, you still should not have the right to shut off somebody's water,
but
as long as they pay for it.
See, now when we shut off the water, we'll condemn the house, and then people will have to move. They'll have to move. But we have to shut that house down. Because
are you okay with that? Are you okay with displacing somebody potentially? You don't care?
No, I do care about that. That's why I voted no the first time, and it's why I asked them for a 90-day notice instead of a 30-day notice.
Don't you think it'd just be better just to get out of the water business and not bother with people shutting people?
Oh, but see, here's the thing nobody understands. We don't have any choice. This all comes from the state.
No, it doesn't. You know,
no, it does.
Okay, but the Greater Johnstown Water Authority is not regulated by the PUC.
No.
And we pay more for water.
No, but that doesn't have anything to do with this.
With Southmont? Oh, it does.
Southmont Borough received a citation from the state that said that we have to stop the infiltration. And if we don't stop the infiltration, and there's dates on there, 2024 we had to do so many things, 2025 with 2026. But if it's not stopped, if we don't go below those flows,
did all the other municipalities get all that same ultimatum?
A lot of them have.
Okay, and I know
No, everybody did.
Okay, right. I know that
everybody.
I know that across the state though, many boroughs and municipalities just went, well, too bad. We're not going to comply.
No, everybody in this.
Yeah, in this area did, correct.
Did. We had to, because the state came in and they said you have to, and if you don't have to, then we're going to fine you $10,000 a month. Then we're going to fine you $20,000. Then we're going to fine you. You can get, probably if you have to do it right to know, but you can get that paperwork.
I will if you. Yeah, okay.
And
if you can tell me what to specify, I'll ask.
I can let you know. I have my wait 1 second.
You have my email address. You can email me the information, and I'll do the right to know request. Surely.
So in that it states dates. It states what our fines are going to be.
Right.
And they literally came in and put their foot on our neck and said, if you don't do this, we're going to choke you to death.
Okay.
We're going to fine you X amount.
Right.
So Southmont never wanted to go in and get involved in people's sewers.
Of course.
They never wanted
of course, I know that.
But if our flow meters, which you heard the flow meter report today, if our flow meters aren't under 635 EDUs, that means you can only flush 635 gallons of water a day down your sewers per household. Then, if you don't accomplish that within so much time, you're going to get all these huge fines. And so to come in and point the finger at the municipality, so we had all these hearings. We did this, we did that, we did the other thing. One absentee landlord, one out of town LLC in this whole borough. So I was made to do it. My dad was made to do it. All these houses were made to spend $7,000-8,000 a household getting their lines straightened up for the. Let's see if she's getting them all straightened up.
Yeah.
One LLC, who knows where they're from, New Jersey or someplace, just refused to completely ignore it. Wouldn't even come in and sit down and talk to us about it. Wouldn't say, okay, I don't have the money to do it. All those, we gave all those people grace. And we said, okay. Even with this house, we said, it's been a year. And they're not even looking at doing it. a year. So now what's
I
recourse?
understand what you're saying, and I'm going to say, and this is how I feel from being a homeowner. Okay, I pay taxes. I own that property. Okay, just like you pay taxes, and you.
See, I'm a realtor.
I know.
So this morning I had a legislative committee meeting
Mhm.
with the state,
Mhm.
and in that legislative committee meeting, it was all about private property rights
Yeah.
and zoning and everything else.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, I have to come here and say, okay, now what are we going to, and I even said that in my meeting this morning, it's a balancing act between how do we have a civil community where we have water running and sewers running and we're not getting fined, $20,000 a month by the state,
But okay, we could.
and still have total private property.
In
rights.
theory, though, I mean, we could, with the state, we could have appealed that. We could have went. Yeah, we could have. There's a legal process. If
Yeah. We've tried.
you
tried,
understand what I'm saying. I mean,
we've even sent attorneys to not Southmont, but the Greater Johnstown
Mhm.
Water Authority. We sent our attorneys down to try to negotiate more time. No,
but
nothing.
so I don't know if you know, there's a popular opinion around town that the sewers is the sewage treatment
Well,
plant.
sure, and it
Okay.
always has been.
So
Skip Paolini, which served on this board, he was going off as I was coming on.
right.
He used to run Bethlehem Steel
Yeah.
Company, and he said from the beginning of time, we need a new sewage treatment plant. And all this money that we've all spent, the boroughs spent millions of dollars, the homeowners have spent millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And at the very end of it, we'll see.
See, Eric,
What's going to happen at the very end of it
is they're gonna.
is they're going to have to put in a new sewage treatment plant. We're all going to have to pay for that too, on top of all this other
Mhm.
stuff. that
Yeah.
we've done.
$600,
Southmont,
the $600 a year in maintenance we have to pay that they don't.
I have to tell you, the Southmont, every other municipality in the Greater Johnstown area made their homeowners dig up their subslides.
Yeah, I know.
Every other one. We were the only municipality that said, if you're not infiltrating, and we're not going to make you do a pressure test on
Right.
80-year-old clay.
Terracotta, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But we're going to we're going to take our time, and we're going to pay our engineers to go around and look in your viewports. And if you're not infiltrating,
Right.
we're not going to make you do it.
Right.
So I really think we did the best thing.
Fortunately, from when I was a young man, my dad, before my grandfather died, they did everything in the basement.
Yeah.
We kept getting blockage. We kept getting
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. But even some of those new things they made them do, because when you put 5 pounds of pressure in a line for 15 minutes, something's going to
Yep.
give.
You know how much?
They're not made to do that.
You know how much terracotta's in my house right now? I can tell you. The spot that goes through the foundation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, if we would
You
have
know?
pressure tested you, you would have had to redo that spot.
I don't think. I don't think so, because it's surrounded with concrete. I think it might have held. I hope not. Well,
Well, your grass looks pretty good. If you want some help cleaning up the other part, let me know.
you're gonna make it a crime, so you just don't look that way. I get it, Herb. If I get a charge from the police over my yard, I'm holding you personally responsible. Do you understand me?
That's
Do you understand
part of
me?
my duty here.
Do you understand me, Herb?
How are you gonna hold me responsible?
I will hold you personally responsible. Okay?
What you gotta do, man?
I will.
I
will.
offered you
Herb,
help.
you don't understand what was taken from me. My driveway was taken from me. Give me my driveway back. You give me my driveway back, Herb.
It was never your drive.
Yes, it was. For 21 years, I maintained it. Therefore, it's mine. Okay?
Well, that's something you have to fight with the courts.
Well, then, Herb, you and me are going to fight if I get a charge. I get a criminal charge. I promise
What are
you.
gonna do to me?
Guess you have to find out. Guess you have to find out. You've already threatened my old man.
I'm not worried about it.
What's that?
I'm not worried about it.
Herb, don't fuck with me. Okay? I know you looked right at me when you were speaking about this. You looked right at me. Okay? Oh, you've been on the film the whole fucking time, Herb. Okay? You're on the record, okay? You're complaining about my place? Are you complaining about my place?
I had a list.
Then was my name on that list?
It was. I didn't generate.
I've explained to you the whole situation. They stole my driveway from me. I have nowhere to park my vehicles. I've already had to get rid of my trailers and my Corvette. How much do I have to lose because of you? Because of what my neighbors look at? How much more do I have to lose, Herb? Don't you understand that I lose? Don't you understand that, Herb? What do I lose?
How much,
What do I
how
lose?
much do you get with salt? If you use a little bit of honey and sweet,
You want me to kiss? You want me to kiss your ass? You want me to kiss the ass of the neighbors that took my driveway from me? Is that what you want me to do? You want me to be nice to these people who've stolen from me? Okay?
I don't know, you keep saying that.
They stole it from me. The courts did. Herb, how long have you been in this borough? How long have you been in this borough? A long time, right? And how long have you known where I've lived? Up until a few years ago, everybody knew that was my driveway. And it was a paper alley. No, but Southmont didn't want anything to do with it. Then all of a sudden they come and say, it's mine, and the courts agreed with them. It's not theirs. I maintained it from 1977 until last year. The law is adverse possession means after 21 years, if you take care of something, it's yours. How do you think we got the fucking lots next to us, Herb? How do you think we got them? We took care of them long enough and they were given to us.
What's that?
The lots next to my house. Okay, that's how that was done. I do. So listen to me, Herb.
We're beating a dead horse when you're trying to get that back.
Well,
it's never going to happen.
Well then, Herb, I guess then, you want to help me? I'll tell you what you can do. Get the backhoe. You get the backhoe from the borough, okay? You bring it up, okay? I want to put gravel in my entire front yard. I want to gravel my whole front yard so I have a parking space.
I told you to contact the borough. They have that gravel that they sweep up. They'd be happy.
I don't want swept. I want it dug out the way I specify. I'll put the gravel in. Okay? I want the curb cut, and I want whoever to pay. I'm not paying for a dime of it.
Well,
okay?
I don't think that'll happen.
You have Sam come up. Wait, Sam's cutting down trees in people's alleys and behind the houses and shit. Okay, you guys can come up with the backhoe one day and scrape 6 inches of top out of my front yard, so I can put some gravel in there, so I don't have to walk around in mud and I don't have to park in mud.
That's against the law.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Why can't I gravel my front yard?
You can't use public equipment for private use. I hosed the street off down in front of my house with a fire truck, and they called me and said, you're breaking the law.
You prove that to me on an ordinance.
Huh?
You prove that to me in an ordinance, because I don't believe it. I see Sam doing private work all the time with those machines. I see him doing it all the time with machines. Well, you know what you're not supposed to do? You're not supposed to steal from your neighbors.
Well, why don't you
You're not supposed to turn your neighbors in. Okay? You're supposed to look the other way.
I don't do that.
Obviously you are.
I mean, I look away. I've been letting things go, and it's not, I don't know how to say this. If you have an ordinance in place, it's the same as the law.
I know, I understand, but I've been here longer than the ordinance has been in place. I'm grandfathered in. I've been here longer than the ordinance has been here. I've been here for 47 years. And I'll be damned if somebody's going to tell me something I can't do tomorrow that I can do today.
I don't know how that works. I don't.
Do you understand, Herb, that I've been fucked by this borough many times, and I'm just done being fucked. So that's what I'm telling you, okay? It's best just to let Klanch slide. Just let him go, because I'm never going to back down. Just let me go. You know what? If my barn looks a little bit on the rough side, go. So what? So what? Okay?
Well, the thing about you got to think about it. Everybody else has their places pretty well fixed up, and you think you'd want to have the same.
You'd think I'd want to have the same thing, but what if I don't? What if I don't, Herb?
Well,
what if I do? What if I am perfectly happy with the way my house is right now and the way my place looks today? What if?
It would be a terrible world if we did that.
No, it wouldn't, because I mind my own business. I don't care what your house looks like. I don't give a fuck what your house looks like. Just like I don't care what any of my neighbors' houses look like. I could give a shit less. You know why? Because I have no entitlement to tell them what their house should look like. It's the sense of entitlement that you guys have, that you think you can tell me what my house should look like, Herb.
I can manually help you, but I can't use borough equipment to do that.
I want to gravel my whole front yard over to my barn.
You gotta make proposals. Bring it to council.
No proposals. I'll just do it. I don't even need a building permit for that.
No, I mean, you want us to do it, right?
No, I don't want you to do it. I just want you to bring the backhoe up and have to take Sam a half an hour with that backhoe to do it.
Ask them.
Okay?
Ask them. Ask if they can come up and do that.
One person listen, Herb, you stand up for me one time. You stand up for me one time, and I'll back down. Okay, but I went through the minutes and I saw how many times back in the past you used to go and drive past my house and say, what's going on with Klanch? Or my dad's thumb was broken and we were trying to put the siding on the house. Okay, it's in the minutes. Okay, and I know Gaboric's have come to you. Okay, because you know you have a lot of information on that situation. Okay, that you're not right about. Okay, so stand up for me. I mean, you'll see how I change. You'll see how friendly I get.
Well, why don't you do that? Why don't you make a request, like a formal request, and say that you'd like to spread gravel. You don't have the money to pay for a backhoe to scoop it out.
All right.
I can't promise you anything.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Thanks, Herb. Have a good day, bud.
I can't promise.
Okay, I know, Herb. Thanks. I just don't. I don't like that whole game of telling the government that people have to do shit with their property. I pay my taxes. That's what I'm told to do. Pay my taxes. So I pay my taxes. You know. So I appreciate you watching. If you watch this, thank you. If you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. Thank you to Sherry Spiker today for speaking to me on the camera, on the record. That was nice of you. I'll see you guys next month. Peace out. Bye-bye.